At my birthday celebration, my mother murmured words into my father's ear. I noticed a stark change in his gaze before I reacted. Can you even imagine being violently shoved to the ground by your own father at your own birthday party, in front of 127 of Boston's most powerful people? Not out of drunken rage, but because your mother whispered a command? I hit that cold marble floor, blood trickling from my lip, my designer dress torn, but what made their champagne glasses freeze midair wasn't the violence. Oh no, it was my laughter. That slow, deliberate chuckle as I stared up at a crystal chandelier worth more than most people's homes. Because in that exact moment, as my adoptive parents looked down at me with triumph in their eyes, they had no idea they'd just triggered the complete, utter destruction of their multi-billion-dollar empire. Hey everyone, I'm Elise Harrington, I'm 29, and this is the story of how 4 years of meticulous planning turned my own birthday party into the most explosive courtroom Boston never saw coming. If you're watching this, please subscribe and let me know where you're tuning in from. The Harrington estate in Beacon Hill wasn't just a house, it was a monument to old money. $18 million of limestone and legacy. Every wall was lined with portraits of dead industrialists, all judging you with their painted eyes. I'd lived there for 25 years, ever since Victoria and James Harrington pulled me from the wreckage of my biological parents' car accident when I was just 4. This is Elise, our little charity project. Victoria would purr at every gala, her perfectly manicured hand resting on my shoulder like a shackle. We saved her from the foster system, isn't that right, dear? And I'd learned to smile and nod, playing the grateful orphan while Boston's elite cooed about the Harringtons' boundless generosity. What they didn't see, what no one saw, were the locked doors, the forced signatures on documents I wasn't allowed to read, the systematic erasure of my identity. For 25 long years, I was their living tax deduction, their perfect proof of humanitarian virtue. Every charity board in the city knew the story, how the Harringtons had taken in a traumatized child, given her the best education, introduced her to society. Harvard Law School, they'd remind everyone, as if my achievements were somehow their creation. But behind those mansions' imposing oak doors, I was less than staff. Staff got paid. Staff could quit. I was inventory. An asset to be managed, controlled, and eventually, liquidated. The first real crack in my carefully constructed reality came during my second year at Morrison & Associates. I was reviewing my trust fund statements, something Victoria had always handled to spare me the burden. That's when I noticed the discrepancies. Small at first, a few thousand here, a transfer there. Then I saw the pattern. Over 4 years, $47 million had been systematically drained from the trust. My full story video added in below.